Greetings once again, my friends, and welcome back to another quick channel and schedule update. So people might have noticed that the 2017 top 10s are out, and I'm very happy to get them out to you. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I hope you guys enjoyed at least the picks that I made. If you didn't, then obviously you can leave a comment there, but I do remember making a promise. A couple of people have reached out to me and said, you did make a promise. I am very well aware. As soon as the top 10s were done, then I would get back to regular schedule. And that was actually the plan until just after I was able to get the top 10s edited or finally edited, as well as the April Fool's video that was up on Draken Shadow. I kind of got hit with a bug, and so I've got a little bit of an infection that I don't want to just linger for months on end. So I am going to unfortunately say there is going to be a tiny delay in getting back to regular schedule, but only for about a week. I want to make sure that I've got this infection out of my system before I get back into the rigors of a regular schedule. Does that mean that you're not going to get anything for that week? Absolutely not. Funniest thing, I've actually been working on a number of small videos that I was just going to pitter-patter throughout that regular schedule the first couple of weeks. So I'm just going to get that stuff out to you guys as quick as I'm able to, and some of that includes my much-beloved vlogs on Voltron Season 4 and 5, because 5 is out at this point, Punisher Season 1, and Jessica Jones Season 2. Those are going to be happening. I also do have my first review of 2018, and no, it's not what you think it is. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and reveal it. A lot of people have been asking if it's Dragon Ball FighterZ, because that was the first Drac Tries that I did this year. Believe it or not, no, it isn't. I actually got given a rare opportunity by an indie developer to review their game, and so that's going to be the first game of 2018 since it technically came out first. And that's going to be for Captain Disaster in Death Has a Million Stomping Boots. So that's going to be the first review of 2018, followed shortly after by Dragon Ball FighterZ and everything else that you've seen on the channel up to this point. So that's going to be so you're going to get the Drac reviews for that, as well as hopefully FighterZ will be done by that point. I've kind of already done the audio for that. I'm working right now on Monster Hunter World, so that's going to be a thing. Yes, I am that delayed, and part of that is because of the top 10s. The other thing, too, is Drac Tries is also a little bit delayed, and I have the videos, I just haven't edited them and put them out. So you guys should be expecting brand spanking new Drac Tries for Fee on Xbox One. And I'm also happy to announce, in case you guys didn't see on Draken Shadow, we have a capturable 3DS, which also means not only can we do Let's Plays of 3DS games, I can also properly review 3DS games in the process. So I'm happy to announce that the first ever Drac Tries of a 3DS game is going to be coming out next with Detective Pikachu. It seems only appropriate for me to be able to take this on. I also do have a Drac Tries for A Way Out, but I've been working out time with my wife to be able to go and record that, so that'll be up on there first. So there's going to be content that you guys can check out before we get back to regular schedule. Now, a couple other things that I want to address there. First of all, Diablo fans, you guys have been the most patient, and I completely understand your frustration. I am happy to announce that when regular schedule comes back, Diablo 2 is returning. I've been able to get my Barbarian up to Act 4, and I think I've had a fairly easier run through it than I did on the Necromancer. So we're going to be starting up at Act 4, and we're just going to be trying to take out Diablo as fast as we can so that we can move on into Act 5 and finally get into Lord of Destruction and move off into Diablo 3. So that is going to be happening. If it takes multiple attempts, then that's just the way it's going to go, and hopefully my dialogue is going to be more than enough for you guys, but I agree with you. You've waited long enough. We're going to be starting up the Diablo 2 playthrough as of the regular schedule starting back up. And for people who are confused about what regular schedule entails, Tale of Drakfu is returning, Dungeons and Drakfus is returning, Final Fantasy VII is returning, King's Quest is returning, Drac Tries, Drac Reviews, and all that, that's just kind of spattered throughout the regular schedule. This is what I consider to be the regular schedule along with Diablo 2. Those will be back in their regular spots. I might have to change things here and there because some things were happening on both days, and obviously Diablo 2 is going to be moving to its own day. So you guys can check that out. I'll keep you guys updated as that goes along. The other thing that I need to address is WoW content. So Battle for Azeroth is upon us, and I've already gotten a few WoW-based questions of first of all, am I going to be doing any alpha or beta coverage of Battle for Azeroth? I'm happy to say that I got an invite. The bad news is I literally got my invite. It was either this week or last week. So I just barely got it. And here's the other bit of bad news. People might remember, and I actually did get questions here and there, so I have to address this a little bit. I covered the artifact quest lines, and I covered the Demon Hunter starting zone, and I covered the Broken Shore. But a few people actually came out and said, why didn't you do Azuna coverage? I didn't do it because, A, I didn't want to spoil myself on that coverage. I wanted to be able to go into that brand spanking new, especially since I knew I was going to be giving some kind of a review for it. But also because, well, I mean, I don't want to spoil myself on that content. And also, I knew I was going to be doing it with Tale of Drakfu anyway. So that's why I didn't actually do that. So for the people who are asking, are you going to go into Kultiras or Zandalar? No, I'm not. There's actually an intended reason of the limited beta content that I did for Legion, and that's going to carry on into Battle for Azeroth. And in fact, what I've actually decided to restrict it to is allied races. So I'm happy to announce that in the next couple of weeks, you're going to be getting allied race preview, or not previews, but we're going to go through the allied race quests for both Alliance and Horde to unlock the various allied races that you can get. I can actually do that now, and we will do the starting zones for the available allied races. And I believe, if I read the notes correctly, eventually the starting zones for Dark Iron Dwarves, Magar Orcs, Zandalari Trolls, and Kultiran Humans are going to be tested on the Battle for Azeroth Alpha or Beta, one of the two. And I will do coverage for those because I'm very interested in them, especially since the announcement of the Kultiran Druid. We'll show off the forms and see what you guys think of them. But that's going to be pretty much it. I know that some people were hoping that I would be covering Warfronts or what was the other thing that people wanted? Kultiras and Zandalar. What was the other one? Oh, and people also wanted dungeon previews. That's not happening. And part of that is for a selfish reason. I actually don't want to spoil that content for myself because I do intend on doing some kind of a review, at least a vlog review on Battle for Azeroth compared to others. To make up for that, though, because I apologize, that's just not going to happen. So you're going to get the allied race previews and the unlocks. It doesn't look like Dark Iron Dwarves, Magar Orcs, or the other two are going to get unlocks. And if they do, it's going to be through an achievement, and I don't know if we're going to get an actual quest for it. So you're going to get the unlock quests for Nightborn, Lightforged Draenei, High Mountain Tauren, and Void Elves, but I don't know if the other ones are going to actually have one. As an addition, in order to count things off for Battle for Azeroth, because we literally have it upon us, as of today, they just announced that they upped the release date 5 weeks, which made me sigh of desperation. That means more work. Because of that, I'm also going to be changing up what I was going to do for the top 10s. Originally, I was going to do the now top 7 expansions of World of Warcraft. I have decided to hold off on that one, just moving it down the list a little bit. And we're going to start things off actually in honor of the allied races with my top 10 favorite Alliance and Horde starting zones, and even a third one, including neutral or your own factions. So that's going to be happening too. You guys are going to be getting a top 3 of that, as well as top 10 Alliance and Horde starting zones. Then I think we're going to do the top 7 expansions, and we'll move on from there. But yeah, there's going to be plenty of WoW content to be able to see on the channel. It's just, unfortunately, I couldn't justify, since I already said in Legion I wasn't going to cover the Legion content, at least the Broken Isles content. I'm not going to break that here. I'm not going to cover Kultiras and Zandalar just because I don't want to spoil that content for myself either, and I hope you guys can understand that. I think there will be plenty of content just with the allied races, so there will be plenty of stuff to do there. So there we go. We've got the WoW announcements out of the way, and like I said, Tale of Drakfu will be returning. We're going to get through the Broken Isles and hopefully get him into Zandalar. He will actually be my first exposure into Zandalar content. I will not be getting into it before then. Oh, and also to the people who are asking about top 10 Legion top 10s, there will be something regarding that. Unfortunately, I was gathering a bunch of that footage and I lost a bunch of it. So I was planning on doing like top, I think top 10 or however many there are, Order Hall quest lines. or order hall campaigns. I was planning on doing that, but like I said, I lost a lot of my footage, so I have to go regather it all. So that kind of went to the back burner. Also, top 10 artifacts. Again, lost a lot of that footage, so I need to go re-record a bunch of that stuff. So yeah, you're going to be getting stuff throughout. And like I said, I'm going to pepper this week with a bunch of stuff that just hasn't been edited yet, including also, and I forgot to mention this one, there is a Gaming with the Geeks that was completely recorded in January to February with my buddy Brinton that hasn't made the channel yet. That's also going to be making its debut as we take on Devil May Cry 4. So you guys can check that out also. And I think that pretty much covers all the updates that I needed to get done. So thank you guys so much for your love, for your patience. I know that some of this has been very frustrating for those, but I'm hoping that with these announcements, you're at least a little bit more excited, and we will be getting back to our regular schedule very, very soon. Until then, take care, and I gotta go get the editing done.